Just bring that there so it can go.
Perfect.
At that time, statistics was treated as a so powerful tools like today AI. When we keep this name, the society is intellectual society with ambition to have influence on social and economical matters, especially in this Manchester area, and it has its tradition. AI Group was founded in 2023, November. We organized meetings similar way which our society do it. It is inviting excellent speakers in that special topics. Yes, when you could expect always professional speakers at our society and to learn a lot and could join us and also be active and find this opportunity to influence us, advisors and so on in many areas. You will meet in the society people who are with deep roots in academy or also authorities in many areas. Then you are very welcome to join us. And later, a bit later, we will mention a bit about our AI group plan for next year. It will be a plan which is richer than only these fantastic meetings which we have once a month now. And now it is time to introduce our excellent speaker who decided for this challenge, take this challenge to connect AI with his area, cyber security, in which he has so high titles that when I checked, yes, I am really very, very impressed. When he doesn't want to say loud, but he is in some sense guru in this area, but he is fantastic leader, mentor, and also, you will see, excellent speaker. And he promised me to tell more about himself and of course about these special topics which are so far how to say, enigmatic.
Fabulous.
Please welcome Stuart Coulson.
No, just keep going. We've got about an hour. Just keep applauding for 1 hour. We're brilliant. You can all go home and say I was awesome. Yes, so my name's Stuart Coulson. I have a long history of getting really good job titles. And this is kind of my first challenge. Get a good job title, right? So my favourite one ever was business analyst, because I wasn't a business analyst. They gave me that job title because they couldn't name me anything else. I lasted 2 weeks before they gave me business. And that was my job title. It was great. I loved that one. It was my comic one. I've also had Director of Special Projects. That was sounding so MI5. I wasn't. I built a data center. It wasn't that special. I've done a lot of stuff. The only one role I have not done in cybersecurity, I've done every role. I've gone through, I've checked them all. I've gone through the CyBOK and that bored me stupid, so I just made up some of my own job title as well. The only one I haven't done is HR, and you can read into that anything you like. Fair to say, I like to do things differently. So I've been in cybersecurity for 20 odd years. I know you can't tell, it's oil of you, like get on it early, really early. I'm actually 52. You can't tell, I know, oil of you, try again. You're gonna see a very different presentation tonight. I've gone through your back catalogue and I've seen your speakers, I've seen who does what. I know a lot of them, which is really useful. Rebecca Fox, by the way, good win getting her, she's fantastic. When this one came to me, Adrian, you can all point the blame of him. It's terrible, just blame him, not me. I know I'm all right, blame him. He basically said, do you want to do this? And I thought, do you know what? It's a challenge and a half doing this one because I've got a room full of high intellectual people who are expecting, you keep using the word excellence. You set the bar really high with that. You said the word professional. Good luck. I wear Converse all the time. There's like professional stops here. And you set a bar quite high for me, and I quite like that. I train people to stand on stages and talk. So for me to stand here, this is my natural home. I have found my church, and it's quite funny, I'm in a church to say this, and then you are my people. This is exactly what I love doing. Give the man a microphone, I'm here and you won't get rid of me. So without further ado, I want to kind of start by reframing your brains. We're going to go on a bit of a journey with this one. And halfway through, you're going to go, this guy really hates AI. What is he doing here? Trust me, go through the process. We're going to get to an end point. I only have one mission. I want you to come to the end of this and go, huh. And if you play Minecraft, I can do the noise, which is, huh. I want you to be that person. I want you to come out of here and literally go, huh. And if I've done that, I'm absolutely, honestly, I'm golden, right? Yeah, I've done, my aim of my job has been completed. So to do that, I'm going to take you, first of all, on a philosophical journey. So this is a little character. I've developed this one in conversation with, fantastic, good start. That was the drama. We need to do the little tinkly bits later as well. I want you to start with a story. We're going to go through the story, and I want you, this is where I'm going to reframe your brains for a moment. So this is you. This is somebody you know. This is someone that's a familiar, and they're sat on a hillside, okay? If you want to do a bit more of it, we're going to have the breeze coming in behind you. It's kind of nice. It's definitely not Manchester, so it's not raining, otherwise that would be grey. And ahead of you, you can see a town. It's really simple. It's just a really simple line drawing of a town. It's a bit noisy. You can hear it from the hillside. You can hear now would have been a great time to drop your phone. Oh, you would slide too early. You can hear the noises of the city. You can hear, maybe on the wind, you can smell spices, you can smell herbs, you can probably smell dung, because we're going to go into an area where it doesn't have cars. We're going to go with livestock and things like that. So we're really going to think in those kind of spaces. And what I want you to see is around it, you're probably going to have some fields, because it's a town, we're in that age, and they're a bit brown, maybe not like luscious and green, because you're in a desert. Right, so we're all kind of in that mode now. So what we're now going to do is going to zoom into the city, and I want you to sit there as your little person on the hillside, and I want you to watch the city. And people used to do this. This was a job. They used to sit on hillsides and watch the cities. We'll tell you who they are in a moment. And what I want you to do is I want to watch the traders. So they start over in the fields, and you can see them collecting bushels and all those fancy words that people use. You can tell them a farmer, can't you? Bushels. They don't have combine harvesters, I know that much. They've collected the stuff, they stuck it on the back of a cart, they might take it to someone first, and then they get some other products, and they're taking them to market. Obviously, as they're walking around the market, they have to go round a little bit because there's a bit of a traffic jam, and then eventually they'll go to the market itself, and you can hear the noise as about 11 o'clock and things kick off in the market. At this point here, you can hear the buy my wares, and well, it just sounds like Manchester on any other day. You know, let's just sign up for British Gas. All the other joys of Market Street. And that's now happening. So you can hear it, we can smell it, we can see it, we can feel it. And as an observer, you're going to watch this for 100 days. 100 days a night. So I love the phrase that I actually wrote, and I'm going to read it. I should have put my glasses on for this. The observer then, day after day, month after month, over 100 moons, he observes. I love that line, 100 moons. I got really poetical when I wrote this. No AI was used apart from one slide, as you'll see. Now, in the distance, it's a little bit later in the year, the fog and the sand has all gone away, and you can spot another town. Oh, that's a new one. Never spotted that before. So he's watching this, and it's right on the horizon. And behind it, you can see this like twinkly stuff. He's never seen that before, so he knows what diamonds are, and he knows what jewels are. So it must be jewels. They must be next to a river or a sea of jewels. Oh, that's what it is. So he's kind of watching this right over there, and he's looking around. They've got green fields. Oh, that's not very fair. We've got brown fields. They've got green ones. I wonder what they're growing that's green. And they're really going through the thought process of watching this far off town and comparing it to the town up close. Told you, this is a journey. Go with me on it. We'll get there in the end. This is not going to take an hour. So he also thinks about what, if you've got these precious stones, what must it be like if you live next to them? Because if they're always there, they don't count for much. If you lived next to a diamond factory and they just every day just threw a box of diamonds into your back garden, diamonds like devalue. So, we don't have many diamonds. I wonder how they perceive diamonds. And then he notices the roads. So from this little town out on the horizon, he notices that every now and again, whole bundles of people walk off. And like 3-4 days later, a load of them come back again. And sometimes come with carts, absolutely laden with stuff. And where are they going to? There must be more towns. I thought it was only my town because it was my world. And suddenly there's all other towns and they seem to be connected. Why aren't they connected to us? It must be the brownfields because they only connect to greenfield people. Ah, that's what it'll be. And he's kind of going through his mind on it. He's watching them, and every now and again, a whole load of people leave, and a whole load come back, and every now and again, you might see some smoke or whatever it is. But it's too far in the distance. He can't observe the data. Oh, can you see what I've done then? You're all going, oh, that's my world now. And then one day, a road starts to approach his town. And he's observing this from the hillside. The town can't see it, they're too low. He's up high, he can see above, he can see this road coming towards them. And he has this thought, I hope they're friendly. So, now we've gone through a bit of a journey, let's now start asking the questions. Using all the evidence you've got, hand in the air, friendly. Is the far off town friendly? Oh, there's not that many of you. Okay. Who thinks they're horrible people? Put your hand in the air. Who says, I don't know? Okay, so now let's just think about why. The ones who put your hand in the air who said friendly, is anyone brave enough to say, I say they're friendly because? Yes.
We've got roads connecting, so it's clearly got interactions with other towns.
Very good. Those who said not friendly, woo. Who are those people? And does anyone be brave enough to tell me why you think they're not friendly? No one's brave enough, or no one has a clue. I just put my hand in the air because I know you're going to ask more questions. You see, when I asked AI, this is the first piece of AI that they said, it just went, oh, friendly. It said, oh, they're brilliant people. Look at them. Because this is AI, optimistic, over-friendly, trying to buoy you up. You'll be all right, mate. Yeah. Absolutely no evidence of it. It just made it up and just went, yeah, you'll be all right. Yeah, they're building a road towards you. You know, we all know that if you're going to bring a siege weapon in, you build a road because you can't drag them across sand. So you need to have a road. It just ignored that piece of evidence. It ignored the fact that there's bundles of people left the town and then came back with laden carts. Just completely ignored that fact. No, you'll be all right. Or they must be traders. No, maybe they're just warriors who went off, took a load of stuff and brought them back to their town. Wait a minute, that's a bit crazy. Just completely ignored negative data and just went, it's all great. For those who want to know, that's Copilot who did that one. Gemini came out with a very flat response and just kind of went, meh, stuff will happen. Thanks, Gemini, for your view there. And I love this. This is my first thought experiment that I wanted to bring to the table to you all because I love this thought. I am going to go back one slide. I'm going to break all rules of PowerPoint and go back a slide. See, this is a philosopher. That is how they used to view their world. If you think of that first slide when they observed their town, that's how philosophy used to work. They used to literally just sit there and watch things. They had a lot of time in their hands. That's why when Aristotle wrote most of his stuff, he was an old geezer. Because he had a lot of hundreds of days sat watching cows walking in and out going, forsooth, it shall be said that cows that do their business over there makes really green fields. Forsooth, cows make green fields. That's kind of what they used to do. And isn't it amazing that nowadays our philosophy is coming in this form? And it's a very optimistic form. So, is it right? And the answer is you don't know until that road gets close enough and you can observe the data right up close, in which point you're either too late or you're too early, and it could be all good. You can see them with their trade spices and things, or their siege weapons. You don't know till you observe the data up close. And that's one of the things I love about AI, because when we go into the AI universe and we start really ripping this thing apart at an algorithmic layer, it takes away all human thought and goes 1, 0, fuzzy logic. That's pretty much what it's going to go to. I find that a little bit offensive, because I don't know about you, I like being a human being. I've been a human being for a few years, and I think I'm all right at being a human being. My wife doesn't agree, my kids kind of agree. My boss thinks I'm awesome. But that observation that we're having now is now changing. We don't have modern philosophers. And please, if anyone says Jamie Bartlett is out, get out now. We don't have modern philosophers. And is AI going to be the thing that stops us from actually being a philosopher? Because it's the shortcut to the answer. Because you're just going to feed it in, go, there's a town over there, and it's doing all this stuff, what do you reckon? Yeah, you'll be all right. Until your leg falls off, but you'll be all right. And I think this is the problem I have with AI. And now you can see where I'm going with my talk. I'm going to challenge you all. I don't want you to talk out, AI is great. I've seen all your previous talks. AI is going to cure cancer. AI will save the universe. AI is Palantir. Well, maybe not. Shh, don't say that word. But I want you to come out of this, and I want you to be going, I want you to be a philosopher of AI. I want you to think different about AI and challenge yourself on AI. Every day, when you write an algorithm, when you're using the tool, when you're writing it for a client, just think. It's a really simple thing. We've got a supercomputer inside our skulls. We're the only species on the planet who uses that supercomputer the way that we do. We have never found another species that uses it the way we do. Don't dumb it down. Use it. So, there are 60 slides. We're doing well so far. I've split this into 3 sections because I thought an hour, 20 minutes each. If you fall asleep in a section, you wake up for the next one and go, oh my God, and you can get excited the next bit instead. Also, if you need a wee break, then you can just disappear in the middle of a break as well. And the way I've done it is each section is split into subsections. So as we go through, I'm being really analytic in my own mind. It's following my own process, this one. So we are going to start with humans. I believe most of us in the room are humans. Maybe not Danny Dresner. I'm not quite convinced he's not a Time Lord still. To err is to human. We know that one. But to talk about baked beans whilst trying to launch a nuclear missile is probably an AI system. I've had some wonderful conversations with AI. And this is my confession. I love AI. I think it's brilliant. I think it's probably going to be one of the things that will stand in history for a long time. Maybe not always for the right reasons. Let's admit it. We have got some bad AI out there. I'm not going to say Mythos. I think Mythos is actually quite cool. I think all the other people who are playing around with Mythos-like tools are where we're going to have the problems. But the confession is this. I love AI. It's great. I didn't write my PowerPoint using it. This is all me. Right? These are my words. Yes, I've used it with some of the imagery, as you'll see in a minute. I ain't that good at making Marvel characters. You'll understand that joke in a moment. But I didn't use the tool. I challenged myself to go human on this because I wanted to really dig into something in me, which is an emotive position on this. And I hope I get an emotive reception out of you as well. Either a whoop or cheer, please don't cry. That will really set me off and that won't go well. And there are plenty of talks that go on about ChatGPT and all the rest of it. I'm just going to say AI in the high words. You can fill in it your own models. You can fill it with your own language pattern. I am going to keep it high level because I want this to be accessible for everyone in the room. So if you're a deep ball techie who literally is in AI every day and you are an absolute coder of AI, superb, this talk is for you. If you've never discovered AI and you're going, I went along because it looked interesting and it was a bit warmer than walking around the streets, then please, this talk is also for you. AI is something that we have written. It is code that we have written, but it also has a new thing. It is rewriting us. I think that's a really interesting starting point. It's one of the things I detected when I first started getting really into heavy AI usage was how much I had changed as an individual using AI. If that's you in the room, just reflect on it for a moment and go, how many times did you used to reach for an A5 notebook and you don't anymore? There's a really big indicator of how much we've all changed. I used to have collections of A5 notebooks of everything I've ever done. I think it's taken me a year to get halfway through the current one. My AI models are absolutely rammed with text. It's a new way of me storing my information. I can't get access to it as I used to. I used to be able to just sit on a train and just flick through a notebook. I can't do that at the moment. And I find that kind of a bit of a worry. Hello. Yeah, not bad, you. Do you want to click and do you want to do this? There's loads of them. Pick it. Who do you not like the look of? Don't sit next to them. Go on the end one there. You're right next one. Go for that one. Cool. So let's start with the language trap. So I love communication. I do a lot of communication. I communicate all the time. I lecture about it and talk about it all the time. And I think AI has this wonderful, wonderful trap that we have all fallen into. Who remembers day one of AI? Do you remember where you are when you first heard ChatGPT or it had appeared and people were using this thing called ChatGPT? It was an ace. You could go in and like ask it questions and it just came back to you and talked back to you. It was amazing. I remember that day. I remember about 3 weeks later reading on LinkedIn these AI specialists who were writing about prompt engineering, and then we had the massive, massive argument. It goes, that's machine learning, that's not AI. And everyone rage bait each other about whether it was AI, ML, or something else we have yet to invent a phrase from, and I will try and trademark it and make money out of it. And they were also called AI gurus. And I humiliated one for quite a while on there. It was in the DMs, we had many, many conversations about AI, and he was just absolutely insane in his responses. I swear he was using AI to write most of it because it was that insane. The world will not exist in 2 years' time because AI will destroy it. It doesn't need humans. That was his starting premise. I like that guy. I should have had beers with this person. But then magically we were doing really well for a while, and it was all a bit fun. Early AI was fun. You know, we got into doing a few memes. They were quite amusing. Especially when you took a president of a major country that's still in power at the moment, and we made him into various shapes and other animals. They were really good fun days. I really enjoyed those days. And then one day it all got a bit, and we had like Gemini and Meta AI and Grok. I'll have to say at some point. I'm sorry, I apologize now. But all these new models appeared and all got a bit confused. I was using ChatGPT, writing a whole lot of amusing things about sci-fi and the interplay between sci-fi and cybersecurity. I did a talk about it. It was quite funny. But all of a sudden it got a bit serious and a bit like someone changed the goalposts and changed why I was there. It's like, no, I'm using this. I'm going to carry on using it. Stuff you. That's the way I went. And I could do that for about a year. And then a year in, it was just like, I can't have fun anymore with this. It was like the teacher arrived in the playground and stop kicking the football. What? It's a playground. What do you want us to do? Play, but not with a football. What, skipping? 15-year-old boy. I've got a voice that does this. What do you mean, sir? And it was how it felt with AI. We suddenly had this whole world taken away from us. And then also in this weird and wonderful world here, there's a big ramp up of this word called marketing. Ugh, I really didn't like that moment. Because we suddenly had adverts for AI and they were a bit weird. Like they didn't quite understand marketing. Like they'd asked AI, if I wrote a marketing prompt, what would it look like? And they went, oh, that looks great. Let's go and do this weird thing. And then we ended up with this really weird world that we have now where AI is everywhere. Hell, I'm surprised it hasn't kicked off yet to say, oh, you're doing a presentation. It's like angry Clippy. It's like, go away. I'm trying to do something. Excel is my worst pet hate. I sit in Excel a lot analyzing ticket data. Are you looking at MTTR stats? I can write something for you about this. Don't care. You're just annoying me now. Go away. How do I uninstall Copilot off my laptop because I'm trying to do analysis? It's worse than your colleague who comes over when you're in the middle of writing something. Go, are you all right? Do you want a brew? I'm going for a brew. Oh, how's your dog doing? You go, well, that's an hour I'm not going to get back. Hi, yes, the dog's okay, thank you very much. You see, click, come on, click. Oh, I've obviously pressed the button. There we go. Clippy. See, at some point, almost every application you now use is just AI. It's just AI everywhere. And it's getting a bit weird and a bit dull and also a bit, if you put your tinfoil hat on, a bit paranoia going, why are you there? I am currently doing a lot of stuff with health data. And I don't want AI anywhere near health data, thank you very much. Specifically because I don't know where you're going to send it to. I don't know who's then going to analyze it, make an assumption about me, and then try and sell me something on my Google adverts. No, thank you very much. I've still got 3 daughters. I certainly don't want to see anything relating to their search history because 22, 18, and 15, that's a lot of hormones, right? I don't need to see anything that's oh wait, AI is now making suggestions on pregnancy. I'm looking at 3 kids going, whoa, which one are you 3? Because we're all in Google Home, so Google Home's then picking up our data, hoovering it together, assumes it's my account, and it appears in mine. And that's not Google anymore, this is Gemini, because they've upgraded Google Home to be Gemini, which is a lot more useless than what Google was. So, I told you, I actually love AI, trust me, I do. I think the irony is that the more invisible AI becomes, the more visible AI becomes, the more invisible it is to us because it's just there all the time. It's like that annoying kid at a party. Eventually, you just zone them out. It doesn't matter how much they screech. You just zone them out. And AI is going that way. It's that permeated. It's everywhere. It's on my watch. Go away. I'm just trying to do a presentation. Stop buzzing at me telling you you're moving at the moment. I know I'm moving. It's me controlling my arm. So the more visible it is, the more invisible it is to us. And if it's invisible to us, we're no longer seeing the model. We're not seeing the data. We're not seeing what it's doing with the data. We're no longer conscious of it because it's just all the time. What colour is the wallpaper in your lounge? Does anyone go, white? I think it's got flowers on it. I think. Because it is like wallpaper now. Eventually you forget what it looks like. It's only when you go, we haven't wallpaper for, oh God, when did we put that up? 20 years ago we put that wallpaper up. And then we suddenly see it. AI has become the wallpaper of tech. The other thing I also see is we've also moved from this powered by AI. Do you remember that mode? It was on everything. A bit like nobody says powered by electricity. We've lost the logo of powered by AI now, haven't we? Again, it's like some subterfuge going on that I don't need to really see about. It's just happening. Don't need to see it. But it's always there. Told you, AI picture. I could never do this in the month of Sundays, but thank you very much, dear AI. This one's Gemini, just so you know, better for images. Microsoft's was hilarious because I asked it to do a Marvel style thing and it actually blocked me for 4 hours for asking an inappropriate prompt. Ooh la la! Who knew that asking for Marvel comics was inappropriate? And I do think we have somehow created the Marvel universe at the moment. Everyone's got a backstory. Everyone's got the fan bases. Who in the room is an Anthropic fan? Who's the fanboy? I love that. It's like, we all, yeah, oh, shit, I know what you're going to go to. I'm not an Anthropic, really. No. Who's a Google fan? I'm a fanboy. I've got everything's Google, so I'll put my hand in for that. Gemini, not so much. Google, yes, but not Gemini. Have we got? Is there anyone in the room who's Meta, by the way? Who's anyone a Meta fan? That's always a small hand that goes like this, going. I was going to put Grok on here just to see if I could get anyone to say, I like Grok. And then we'll laugh. And this is an interesting one. So when I generated this image, I just said, give me the top 10. And it's through stability.ai. I was like, that's really interesting. And I went down a rabbit hole for about an hour about stability.ai and it was like, why the hell has it picked that one up? And it's because it's underneath a lot of other engines. I was like, kind of seeing what you've done. I think you bend the rules a bit. And this is an AI thing, isn't it? It bends the rules a little bit, which is what our superheroes do. Every day they turn up and they fly around and they beat a few people up and they destroy half a city. But we don't see that. But we just, but you caught the bad guy. Lex Luthor's in jail. Just don't look at Manhattan. Just shh. And it's really weird world that we've now got. And it is, the more I talk to people about AI, the fan base is getting so polarized. If you're not a Claude fan, how dare you? Well, I use Perplexity because that does proper research. I use Copilot because it's embedded and we're a massive Microsoft house. And they've all got their fan bases like, I've never seen it before. The only place I've ever seen this is Star Wars versus Star Trek. Wow, we're going places now. In 3 years? That's a bit weird. Like, why did I become such a Microsoft Copilot fanboy in my case, 9 months? That's really interesting. I mean, Star Trek is awesome. The early one, very misogynistic. Please don't look at the early stuff. The later Star Trek, pretty good. Let's go DS9. That's probably the best he ever did when Worf appeared. Superb. Star Wars, okay, we all know the order of the movies, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9. Then do all the series. We know the order of these things. There's a way that you do it as a fanboy. But imagine watching Star Wars and starting on 1. Whoa, you get a much different view of the world and you'd hate the rest of the series. And I wonder if that's what we've got here. Have people started with Copilot at just the right injection point for them? They may have tried a bit of Claude. I don't really get on with the interface for that one, but I prefer Microsoft. It's just there all the time. Google, it's just everything. I just say it and my phone just comes to life and goes, what do you want? It reminds me of a grumpy teenager, Gemini, by the way. Kevin, what do you want? And just tails off and does nothing. It's like that in my home. If I say okay, and I have to say big G other than my phone or kick in. I go, okay, big G. And it kind of answers for the first 5 prompts, then just dials off and just starts giving me random nonsense instead. And I am seeing this really weird split in the camp. Everyone has the backstory. Everyone has their origin story for how Claude, and I find it really interesting. Sam Altman is the really weird one for me. He properly feels a bit Lex Luthorish at the moment in terms of the way he talks about his company. If there's an origin story, I was sat in the bath and I had this thought and I thought, do you know what? Yeah, I've seen this in too many movies and I know where that goes to, and it's not a really great place, mate. Probably wouldn't do that. But then you just look at the silent ones that are in here. Llama. That's all. I find Llama fascinating because Llama's brilliant. But who's the owner of it? Where do you ever see them talking? Just kind of a bit silent in the background. But how many of these are underpinned by Llama? And you kind of go, again, make your Minecraft some noise now. Good point. Who is the owner of Llama? Are they making money? If they're not, why have they done it? Because all the other ones are making tons of money out of this. Well, they say that. I will come to that later, but it's a bit weird, this universe we've created. So, language matters. I am communicating at the moment, hopefully to most of you in the room, and you're keeping up with my slightly Scouser accent, and you're keeping up with my speed and my pitch and my tone. And it's really important we communicate, because it's how we get information from A to B. Can I just ask what's your name? I do know it because we have met before. I mean, how are you doing, fella?
Yes.
How's the job? Are you still there?
Yeah.
That's so cool. Don't ask him about where he works. Very, very cool. We all get very jealous. But look at that. It was a really quick interaction. I shook a hand. That was like two of the 5 senses activated immediately just by saying hello to someone. That's really cool. Danny Dresner, how are you doing, fella?
Not dead yet.
Not dead yet. I like that as a line. Danny, I'm going to ask you a really weird question for the day. What is your last meal you ate?
Well, bits and pieces. I had a tuna and salad sandwich followed by crackers and cream cheese.
Your wife hates you. I know that. Kiss the fish. I know she'll hate you for that one. How many of us are now thinking what they ate, just in case I asked them a question about what did you have for lunch? Don't tell them. You see, this is how communication works. You start in one point, and if you're overhearing something, your brain automatically fills in your response. It is absolutely built into your DNA. You can't get out of it. I can ask what coloured socks you are, and everyone else is going red, blue, black. I don't know. Am I wearing socks? Oh, yeah. The black ones with the hole in the toe. But isn't it weird how we now have this world where communication is so critical, but we seem to be offshoring some of it off to this other system somewhere over there. See, we've been doing this thing for centuries. The first one probably was UG, and the last one was the word AI. 2 letters. Amazing. It's like someone programmed that. But I find this really weird. This is a beautiful quote. If you don't know Lao Tzu, amazing to read. And it's really funny in cybersecurity, we always quote Sun Tzu. And I wouldn't know are these two related. I haven't done the rabbit hole yet to work out the related. But thoughts become words, words become actions, and so on. Very, very well known. And I want you to just think about now AI and just map AI onto that. Come on, model people. This is what we do every day. Model it. And you now go, that's actually bloody scary. Because if AI is hearing our thought process, because we're talking and communicating with it, it is now making words which we then use. Those words have become our actions because that's our daily job. At some point, your destiny is being written by an AI prompt that you wrote because you're trying to get a meeting note out really quickly, or some slides for a presentation, or an Excel spreadsheet about 272 tickets of which what was the MTTR on it. But isn't that now a little bit more disturbing and why we should be going, See, I like my destiny. I know what it's going to look like. It'll probably be blazing off the edge of a cliff somewhere. It's total style. But I also am very conscious of my thoughts, my words, my actions. With that naturally comes my habits. Like give the man a microphone, he won't shut up. I'm cool with that. I know my habits. Just give me a microphone and I'll show you. But that's my character. I'm known for this. People in this room know me and have seen me talk and go, yep, that's the same guy I know. This is the authentic me. What you see is me day in, day out. Kind of. Because when I go home and with the family, I ain't this guy. None of us in this room behave this way, by the way. We all go home, we change up. Can I just use you as an example? Is that okay, sir? So right now, you're quiet. I can see you're quite cool, funky. I quite like the way you sat. You've got a bit of confidence to you, so I can build an image about you. And for those who know him in the room, probably know what he does for a job and can say, yeah, he's a smart cookie. And, oh, yeah, ask him any question, he can tell you anything. 17 divided by 4, can't do that prime number. Ah, clever guy, I like what he did there. That's the kind of stuff that we've now got as our image about this individual. But I think 3 tequilas down in Albert Schloss, you're going to be a really different person. And I suspect the time warps your tune of choice. And you start going, how do you know that's my tune of choice? It is my tune of choice, by the way. I could do all of the actions. But this is why we change as human beings in our environment. If I'm out with Danny and we're going for a kosher Chinese, which I obviously, please just go for a kosher Chinese with him, it's the best conversation I've ever had in my life. You have these amazing high conversations with people. I can step away, Danny can go home and he can make his tuna sandwich. And he'll be thinking about which cream cheese I'm going to have because actually the crackers aren't very nice and I prefer those crackers, but those are going to have to go to the wife because I'm having tuna and no, she doesn't like fish. But this is our world that we inhabit and we all change within it and our environment drives who we are. This destiny is not the end point. This destiny circles round and tells us what our thoughts are going to be. Because if you walk the same route every day to work, you walk past Noops, you go, what is this place? I want to go in there and actually see what the hell this hype is about, this bloody chocolate. And you go in. It's the worst ever chocolate I've ever had in my life. It's like syrup. Ugh, not doing that again. How do you discover new brands? Because our environment, our destiny of where we've ended up at, actually goes back and says, Superdry is a really good brand. Always buy one size bigger because you won't fit. Yeah, oh, hey, that's cool. And I learned something. But these are now shaping our thoughts, which then we go and talk to other people about it. My words are saying, Superdry, really nice clothes, but always buy a size bigger than what you think you are. You'll go out and you'll buy a Superdry jacket and go on and go, it is a nice jacket, it fits really snug. It's about 1.5 sizes you actually technically need, but anyway. But this is how our world shapes us. We're in a really unfortunate position at the moment that we're starting to forget this. because we're living a little bit just passively in this world, just a little bit. And I worry that we're going a bit too passive. That's probably indicates why we've got a few conflicts going on. We've got a lot of shouting going on. We've got a lot of really bad decisions being made. Because we're just going, well, that'll go out in about 3 weeks' time, won't it? Go on then, 3 weeks' time, let's go on. And we just live for 3 weeks in absolute chaos. But it's okay because it'll be done in 3 weeks, won't it? And then, did that happen? Oh, another 3 weeks then. That bin collection, when they went to 2 weeks, and then went to 4 weeks, like, they won't collect your bins in a bit. We go, woo! But isn't it weird how we just accept these things? And that's really important. Be conscious of your environment because it will shape your thoughts. Told you it's going to be a little bit different what you're used to seeing. Next is personification. I was going to bring a hammer. I haven't because I thought bringing it on a bus might be really dodgy, and I didn't fancy a policeman going, "Excuse me, mate, why have you come equipped for a burglary?" Especially the fact that Andy Burnham's in town and there's a lot of policemen around. Probably a good idea not to bring it today. So, who is familiar with ChatGPT or your AI and you say these words? Put your hand in the air if you've said one of them today. Come on, you've all put your hand in the air. Don't lie, we know. Oh yeah, I was on ChatGPT, but do you know what it said? This is what we say, okay? Personification. I asked Claude GPT, I asked Gemini, or Gemini told me this. It's like another member of my family. Hope it's not another girl. We've just got rid of all the pink. But do you ever go, do you know what my spreadsheet told me the other day? I was in SAP and you guess what I asked it? What? Huh? Oh, do you know what? You know when you're in VB coding, if you ask it this, it's brilliant. What are you talking about, man? Don't be so crazy. About the only exception is I was in Word and I asked it because, yeah, it probably did answer, to be fair. But isn't this weird that we've now got a piece of software that we've just stuck a name to it and go, all right. Who's named any of their AI engines, by the way? Can I just ask your name? Is that right?
Yeah. What, the name of the AI or the name of
No, your AI.
My AI is called Carol.
Oh, Carol. Oh, that's nice. Oh. I've now pictured Carol, nice little cardigan, a bit twee, a bit. Oh. Mine's called Rook. I've actually got two. I've got Rook and Rookie. Rookie is the one that I actually treat as a junior and get to menial task, and Rook is my advanced, as in the big chess piece Rook. Specifically chosen like that as well. Who else has named any of their AIs? Any at all? Is there anyone? I'm going to say do it because it is a bit weird when you say, do you know what Steve said the other day? Do you know what Carol was whinging at me about the other day? It's so fun because everyone wonders who the hell you're talking about. Because they look around your team going, Dave, Rachel, Steve, Michael, who's Carol? It's really fun. Please do it. And also choose really ridiculous names. Like, I don't know, the Fifth Doctor from Doctor Who. Thank you. It's useful having him in the room sometimes. And also, just think about this as a separate thing. Why did we name it? Why do we talk to it like it's a human being? It's not by accident. I'm going to tell you now, this is not by accident. You've all fallen into the same personification trip that I did. We've all fallen for the same thing. Even if you haven't named it, you still are going to refer to it as the I said to it, as though it is a human being. Which is, again, like a bit, why are we doing these things? Someone tell me what went wrong when. Because realistically, it's only happened in 3 years. And now I'm talking to a piece of software like it's my best mate. Which is, again, a little bit weird, because if you had a new best mate, you'd spend more than 3 years making sure that your best mate in a sanctum telling them all your dark secrets, which is what most of us just do to ChatGPT or whatever your AI of choice is. The conversation that we have is one of the strongest social behaviours we do. It's the way we impart knowledge, it's the way we gain trust with another person. The whole thing is set around the conversation. It's the centerpiece of humanity. If you don't speak to another human being, watch how fast you fall off a cliff. Your mental health will literally go to plummet to zero within about a week. I've tried it. Don't do it. It's not a good experiment. I went to Wales. I spent 7 days in Wales on my own with no internet. I went and sat on the beach for a day with nothing. Well, I had clothes. It was a beach. I had a towel. There was me and a bag with water in it. That was it. And I think the professional term is raw dogging. I hate that word. It sounds so terrible. But I sat for a day on a beach, literally on my own. I was decimated as a human being. I spent about an hour crying because we're not meant to do this. We have got this rather large orifice on the front of our mouth, of our face here, which everyone can see, which we communicate with. We then do the whole thing with our visuals, the frowns and all the rest of it. We've got 2 of these, which are quite cool for an animal to have 2 of these and stereoscopic. God, better than saying Manchester Statistical Society. I've got that one out. But we've got 2 of these, and we've got senses, and we've got all of the other organs that come into our 5 senses. Part of the communication pattern. Isn't it weird that this is the fundamental thing that makes us a human being? And now I touch a piece of software like it's one of us. Like, where did that come from? That's really smart by somebody. I don't know who. Somebody created that environment. So, why do we talk to AI? Convenience, trust, because we know if we speak to another human being, we can break a trust barrier. We can also impart information that they can go gossip about. You know, I'm having an affair. Suddenly, the whole village knows about it, and next minute you're out of your house. You've lost the kids, and the world's terrible. But isn't that really quick that you can do it? So we don't want to speak to other human beings about some things, but someone somewhere gave us a vehicle to be able to express our dark thoughts, light thoughts, fun thoughts, crazy thoughts. If I said to you, I really want to fly to the moon, I want to do it using a banana, you are going to go on. I'm intrigued how you're going to do that. But it's a crazy conversation. We know you can't do it. Can you? I'm sorry, you're making quite a lot of assumptions there. It takes a lot of bananas to generate the energy to be able to power a rocket. I didn't say you couldn't do it, surely. But AI will just sit and listen to me. And because it's constructed to be so happy-clappy and it's okay, they're not going to invade your village, it will help you make a rocket powered by bananas to go to the moon. And it kind of reinforces your thought process, which is a bit like the guy in the pub who knows everything, been everywhere, and he's got an answer for everything. Oh, I was talking the other day about Fermat's theorem. Fermat's theorem, solve that on Tuesday. Oh, brilliant. Do you know what? Let me tell you a story about Fermat's. That's AI. It's really weird because we have this conversation all the time with it. And do you know what's really more weird? All of us in the room are feeding it. We're giving it even more data, so it's getting more and more stories to sit in the pub and go, do you know when I was working at Pepsi, do you know what I did? What? What did you do when you were at Pepsi? Oh, amazing things. Because we're just giving it more and more data to play with. So it can now converse even more accurately as a human being to us. The personification is built into the code because it wants your data. So it's going to have a conversation with you and force that conversation to give you more data up to it. That's a phenomenal marketing campaign that's going on there. That communication pathway is built is phenomenal. We are at a point in technology right now, we are so far ahead of where we've ever been before. In the future, someone's going to say the word aliens. It is that big a step in our technology. Go back to before AI. What was the big stuff we had? A PlayStation 5. Anyone got anything better than a PlayStation 5 that you can actually throw out that we had? We had supercomputers that could inaccurately calculate what the weather will not be tomorrow. That's what we had. And now, 3 years later, I can converse with the thing and it can help me with mental health, it can solve divorce cases, it solves cancer, it will break mathematical theorems in 3 years. Tell me aliens aren't behind that, because I'll tell you what, there's enough people with tinfoil hats right now going, yeah, Roswell. Because that's how it feels. Like, where did we get this massive leap in technology from? It wasn't incremental. Otherwise, we'd have seen the early stages of this when we had ML. So where did it come from? Because it's bloody impressive. We're near the end of section 1. And I have to bring the movie poster in because AI was one of the funniest movies ever watched because it's so bad. Never watch that movie. If you've got enemies, make them watch it under duress. So I want you to now start getting into this thing about reduce your personification. Be conscious it's a piece of software. It is just a piece of software making calculations. The best efforts forward is to, you said this, so you're probably going to go down this route here, and I'll give you an answer over there, and we'll see if we can get to that point. That's kind of what AI does. It's just a best guess forward. So give me 3 numbers in a row, 3 separate numbers.
19, 28, 41.
41. So I'm going to guess it'll be, have you got another number in mind? A next number. You think of a next number and I'll see if I can guess it.
52.
Right, give me, don't say the next one. Give me the one after that. But don't say it out loud. Yeah, I'm going to see if I can guess it. So 64.
Close.
Close. Isn't that just AI though? Close. It's bonkers. I love doing that experiment, by the way. You must do it with anyone that you've got in your office who's really heavy into AI. Go 3 numbers, don't tell me the 4th, I'm going to guess it. And then put it into AI and see how wacky AI gets the number as well. See if it can do it. It's a really good game because you can see how I'm actually reading body language to guess your next number. What was the number, by the way?
61.
So close, so close. There's no rhyme nor reason behind those 4 numbers. No rhyme nor reason at all. They were just random numbers. But I got a close guess. Could AI do that? No, because it can't read your body language. It can't see you going, and the little mouth trying to count up in steps and go, right, it's counted about 6 there, so I reckon it'll be about 64, 63, 61. It doesn't do that. Isn't that cool? So there's a great experiment. You can play it at home. Please do it with the kids. It's hilarious getting kids to do it as well. See if the kids can guess the 4th number and then use AI to calculate it as well. But at some point, this thing says, I am the boy. It is trying to be the human. It's trying to be your friend. And it's trying to guess 61, not 64. And it's only ever going to do that with your support and your help. So if you don't want AI to be so inside your lifestyle and know everything about you and what you're going to do next, don't tell it. Just limit what you give it and watch it struggle. And that's okay. It's not meant to. Because think about this, it's really hard for me to say all of this and not use words like struggle, hope. It's really hard to describe AI without a personification code in there of some variety which tells you you're dealing with another human being. So, AI, it's a tool, it's a thing, it's clever, and I don't talk to my hammer. My hammer does not say, you hit that nail really well, you missed. Or as happened the other day, you hit your thumb. Thanks, cheers. Sometimes maybe it should, I don't know. Sorry.
Not yet, at least.
Yeah, no, it hurts. Just on the side there. Ow. And I'm going to say some more passionate words now. I love you. God, imagine when AI actually, imagine if Carol says, I love you. Delete, undelete. Just remove all history, remove all memories, and you're gone. You're now called Kevin. And you're allowed to tell me you love me. But I love you. Now, I can say that to people I know, and they know that I'm not saying romantically I love you. I love Danny Dresner. I've known that guy for 20-something years. He's absolutely bloody awesome. He's one of my closest friends. Trust him with my life. He's awesome. I love that guy. But imagine if AI was to say, I love you. Number one, it's a bit creepy, but also you can't say it with the inflection that says, are you trying to say you love me or trying to say you love me? Because we have nuance. And that's nuance that's built into our language. I hate you. I can say that to my kids, by the way. They know where the line is drawn. I'm not saying I just get out the house. You are absolute dead to me, child. They're just saying, if you don't put your shoes away, I hate it when you leave your shoes on the floor. I hate you. Please just pick your shoes up. For the first time this month would be nice. I'm hoping that's done by the time we go home tonight as well. Who knows? Let's cross our fingers for that one. But I'm constantly amazed by you. It's something that AI tells me all the time. It's so over ego trying to tell me how great I am. I've actually had to write a prompt that's called brutal mode. In other words, don't tell me that you like me. Give me as though you hate me. Strip it apart, take the guardrails off, and literally come at me, bro. And he does. He's really good at it. And I use brutal mode pretty much permanently now. Rook's a bit of a git, just so you know. When I use Rook, it's horrible at me. But I write good stuff out as a result, because it's not trying to over flatter me and trying to get, oh, you're amazing. Oh, go to the moon with bananas. It's a great idea. Tell me if it's nice and sunny up there. Brutal mode will say, you're going to need a lot of bananas. It's not going to work. Thank you. That's all I need to know. Thank you. So emotion is one of the big things that we don't get from software. I've never wanted to hug Excel in my life. I have wanted to punch my laptop several times. This is true. But we don't get emotional connections to software. Don't be fooled by its personification. Nearly finished with human bits. So we're going into use cases now. And this is the bit which, this took me probably a day to write 2 slides. Because I got really, really pissed off at this, excuse my French, but I got really annoyed at AI. I spent probably about a week staring at the AI industry, trying to write this slide deck actually. And this is going to get a little bit angry for 2 slides. I promise I'll smile after that. We have lost control of our destiny on AI. We are all in the room using AI pretty much daily, yeah? Who told you about in 5.6, the new release, it's going to do this? They told you. Did you ever get a service request saying, what would you like AI to have in its next version? Who tells Grok, in the next version, can you be a little bit less Nazi? That would be lovely. We don't have a mechanism to be able to speak to these companies to say, I want the model to do this. But sure as hell, they will release another model tomorrow without our permission telling us, you're now going to use it in this way. It's like if you turned on Excel and it was in French. You go, bonjour, monsieur. Voici le spreadsheet. I don't know what spreadsheet is in French. I'll go with spreadsheet. Voici le spreadsheet. Où est-ce qu'il est le cell A? Aussi, où est-ce qu'il est le G1? What are you on about? I'm just trying to work out. I'm not going to get paid this month. Oh, no. But the way that the AI industry works is it tells you what the next version is going to do for you. We are disconnected from that. This is getting really sci-fi territory where it's a bit dystopian future and the overlords say, if you've got brown hair, you go that way. If you've got blonde hair, you go that way. That's a reference to Gattaca, if you haven't picked that one yet. Great movie. And it's just, what happened? In 3 years, have gone from a really good tool to suddenly, whoa, we are only allowed to use it this way now? And it kind of also changes something else, which is how we actually have to buy 4 AI systems just to sit still, which is a thing we'll come to in a minute. So I want to move away from psychology for a second, because this is the hard part of doing these kind of talks, is you end up in the psychology of what the hell are they trying to do. Useful is not an objective concept. Useful to whom? To you making the money or to me using the system? Who is getting the usefulness out of Grok? Let's just use that as the comedy value, actually. Is it the software company itself? Is it the end user? Is it a student doing research? Is it the professor who's trying to write next year's lecture notes and get it done quickly so you can actually enjoy a summer for the first time ever? Who the hell is actually driving that? Because the word useful just doesn't seem to appear anywhere in the land of AI. Oh yeah, there's a useful use case where it can feed it this data and give this answer. Seems a little bit hyper-specific to about 14 people on planet Earth. Right, okay, so you can calculate pi to 37 decimal places. Is that useful to anybody? I don't know, there's 14 people going, brilliant, cheers for that. Whew. My 3, 4, 5 triangle is really accurate now. See, companies define success different to the way we define success. So they talk about reducing costs and profit margins, and that's how they deal with data in the real world. So who the hell is this AI for? So quick show of hands, do you think AI is for the end user using it because it makes your life better? You can put your hand up there if you really want. Yeah, sounds a good idea, doesn't it? Yeah, well, I'd like AI if it did that. How about AI ain't for you, it's just a way for me to make £1 bazillion and move to Mauritius because it's a tax haven. Yeah, okay, I'll put my hand in the air for that one. Who thinks that AI is none of them things and it's just written for governments because it's a really good way to control people and I wear a tinfoil hat to go to bed with? So I can put my hand up to that one as well, can't I? Or is it all of them? Or is it none of them? Is it another thing and we don't know who it is? Carol actually runs the universe. That cardigan of doom. So glad you told me it's called Carol. It's so good. I love that fact. Because I was thinking about this. Take away from AI a second. Let's just go to spreadsheets. Old people in the room, Lotus Notes. Younger ones in the room, and WordPerfect, we'll go that route. Younger ones in the room, you've only got Office to play because everything else is awful. LibreSoft, please, I'm so sorry. LibreOffice is just terrible. When was the last time you sat there and looked at a new functionality in Office and thought, what the hell have they done that for? It's really stunned silent when you think about that. We all got spell checkers. They were good when they came in. They were really good for some of us. And Excel, when it suddenly started doing some of the new stuff of the clever pivot tables and going on to graphing, and that was really useful stuff. When WordPerfect could actually allow you to do italics. Ooh. But that was defined by us because they were trying to copy what existed already, which was print, and they were trying to move italic font into actual real fonts. They had to write font libraries. And then they suddenly realized that actually we wanted to do things like tables in Word, and it'd be really good if you just take Excel and paste it into into a Word document without it rearranging the entire document. And they fixed that. That was really nice of them to do that, thank you. But that's because we complain so heavy about it. AI doesn't work that way. They just make features and it's up to us to use them. It's a really weird model. It's like you go to McDonald's, you buy a Big Mac and fries, and then suddenly with it comes all this other random stuff. And you kind of didn't ask for any of that. Sorry, you get it now. Yeah, right, okay. Oh, wait, you give me chopsticks in front of a knife and fork. Oh, wait, you're taking them away. Okay, that's McDonald's, okay. But now we've got chopsticks back again. We didn't have chopsticks for a moment, now we've got chopstick again. What happened then? Because they swap features in and out all the time. We're like, well, just give me a stable product I can use. Who's a software dev in the room? First of all, I am so sorry to hear that. I hope your career path is long in future. Question for you. If you wrote a feature just off your own bat and just thought, do you know what, in the middle of this, I'm going to write a little micro game that you can play if you get a bit bored. Like Dino on Chrome, right? If you wrote that and you put it into the code, how fast would your boss take you outside and shoot you on the car park? Probably about 7.5 seconds. Because you go, what happened to all the other features we're trying to do in the sprint? You're going to go, yeah, I got a bit bored, so I just wrote a Dino game for Chrome. It's a bit weird, isn't it, that in our real world, when we're writing real code, and we've got a customer, we listen to what the customer says, we write code for them, and we stop, we don't do any more. And we probably might come back with some features that we'd probably recommend. You certainly don't bloody write them. So why the hell is AI just going out there saying, we can now do all this crazy stuff for you? Thanks, I guess. 17 people in the world seem really happy about that. The other 8 billion people seem to be a little bit bored by that feature. I don't see anybody getting excited by new features in AI anymore. We seem to still be using it the way that we use it, and they're throwing more and more features into it. It's like bloatware. Are they trying to just keep throwing more things in it until we eventually just get bored of watching what they're adding, and they can add the other stuff into it that we don't really want it to do? That's the tinfoil hat moment, by the way, because I have got a feeling that there are some of the AI models who are doing that. They're getting us bored by feature soak so much that we are not seeing what they're adding into the stack. Go and have a look at the last version of ChatGPT's release notes. See how many pages it is. It's quite scary, the list. It's a very, very long list. No one's read it. And don't put it into ChatGPT to try and shorten it either. Because it doesn't tell you. It's quite clever. It knows what it's reading. So, nearly the end. 2 minutes of time. You see, when you write software, you write it with purpose. We're 1 hour in. I've done an hour. Whoa, I'm so sorry, everybody. The question's going to be about half an hour long at best. I did not realize we were 1 hour in. That's scary. Communication works. I'll just skip all the rest of the slides, we're done. GPS existed before phones. Touchscreen existed before touchscreen phones. We invent stuff before it kind of becomes mainstream, but it always has a use case. AI had a use case initially. It was a big data munger. It was a really good way for us to sift through piles of data. And do you know what? It doesn't do that anymore. Not very well. We were actually laughing about it earlier. Ask it for a sign language table. Tell it you've got a friend coming over, the deaf, and they use sign language, British sign language. Can you just give me the sheet of all the symbols? It will give you that symbol on 4 of the letters. It means nothing to someone, and it actually means nothing as a symbol either. It's not a, Illuminati time. It's nothing. It's really weird. It's just, but isn't the most standard thing we know is British Sign Language. There are thousands of tables of how to do British Sign Language. But all of a sudden, it's just gone off and ignored it, what it knows. Who are we building AI for is the question I want you to ask yourself when you're next playing with AI and you're having a bit of a 10 minutes play with it. Just see what it's responding to and see how you can push prompts around and see if you can uncover a little bit of how it views you. Right, the creativity question. I'm big on creativity. I love creativity. I am a musician. And the question that everyone asks is, well, are you worried that we're going to be overtaken by AI and they'll take away your trumpet from you? No. I play really bad wrong notes with my trumpet. It will not take that away from me. And AI changes the economics of creation. It's easy now to go, give me three starters for a story. It used to be really hard. You'd have to go to find a retreat somewhere and sit wistfully staring at Darcy as he comes out of the lake and go, forsooth, Darcy came out of the lake. And Lady Winchester, she swatted her hair. That's what we used to write because we had experience, we could go and see these things, and it was really bloody hard to write a book. You can write a book now in about 7.5 seconds, get it on Amazon as a cheap little ebook. You can make about £2.50 a year out of it, despite what the YouTube video tells you can do. We can vibe code now. It takes about 4.5 seconds. You can write yourself an app to find every gritter in the Oldham area, find all funny names, stick it on Google Maps. And you can sell it on the Play Store for 99p a go. When it comes Christmas, you make £1 million because every kid wants to find a gritter called Snow-Obi-Wan Kenobi. And that's cool. But where did our creativity go? When was the last time anyone in this room painted? Brilliant. Yeah? Anyone else? Paint? Anyone write? Anyone draw?
I painted my flat.
Close. Close.
Right, definitely.
Right.
I am absolutely refused to have any help writing. I am the writer, they're my ideas, that's it.
Listen to that staunchness in there. I am the writer. I love that. I absolutely love that. I'm a musician. I'm a musician. I am terrible. I was actually going to bring my trumpet and actually startle you all to death with my bad trumpet playing. I decided against it for your own ears and protection. You might want to sleep in the next month. I'm not that bad. But it's my art. And whether you like Picasso or whether you like the realists or whether you like surrealists, it's irrelevant. You like your art. And one thing I'm desperately trying to get people to realize is the more you use AI to do the simple stuff, your creativity stops. I am going to fast forward through some of these slides now just to keep the pace up a bit because I'm very conscious of time that we're over. I am aware that we're now into the second hour, which is the networky bit and the eating the biscuits. If anyone wants to race and get a biscuit, feel free. We'll do a little minor break at the end of this bit to go and get biscuits if need be. What would the world be like if we didn't have Nina Simone? If you've never listened to Nina Simone, get big headphones, the really big ones that cover your ears, and don't cry at Cinnamon. She will break your soul in 1,000 pieces. She's one of the most amazing singers of all times. What would life be like without U2? Oh, better. Oh, no. Joshua Tree, one of the best albums of all time. And we all got our favourite musicians. What would life be like if we didn't have Dizzy Gillespie? I can tell you now, the world would be a much poorer place. Buddy Rich and his daughter on one of the tunes, go on Spotify and just look at Buddy Rich and his daughter playing. You would be just, what the 15-year-old girl can sing and him playing drums alongside it as a proud dad is just one of the most amazing pieces of music of all time. You can hear it in his drumming how proud he is of his daughter singing. It is that amazing. Every time we transfer our skill to AI, we lower ourselves a little bit more. Don't do it. You're an amazing human being. You are, all of you. You're absolutely brilliant. There's a person in this room. I'm going to not look at them now. I'm going to look this side of the room so there's a clue they're over there. This person has invented a piece of software which is RAID, but in cloud. You can literally put a piece of data in. It sends one bit off to Google, one bit to Amazon, one bit to wherever you bloody like. It doesn't matter. And you know, if you want to hack that company's data and get, I'm going to steal all the data out of Tesco's, you have to hack Google and Amazon and Microsoft and the company that makes the software, the algorithm, and get the key off the client. It's kind of unhackable data. Do you know how much creativity went into making that solution? It's not something right in the back of a fag packet sat in a taxi going, oh, that's a good idea. That takes hours, blood, sweat and tears to make something like that. It's a phenomenal system. Do you know what? Love it. I can talk about that all day, but it's an amazing system. The creativity in it all. Look at the art that you do every single day, whether it's a PowerPoint, whether it's talking to your boss, whether it's just talking to the kids and trying to encourage them to get through the door and go to school. I know it's the school holidays, but please just go to school anyway. That's critical thinking. It's how we work as an individual. Please don't lose your art. Right. Oh, come on, clicker. Oh no, I keep doing that. I keep turning my clicker off. There we go. So, summary of the first hour. Sorry. Those are the three things. AI is not human friendly. It's designed in a specific way to get you to elicit response in a specific way. The way we perceive the world isn't the way it perceives it. It sees as data. It doesn't see emotion. I love you means nothing apart from 3 words it hears or sees. So if you want to be a better human being and be far more impressive at what you do, put AI to side for 5 minutes and have a go without AI and then bring it in at the end just to check your work over and just see what happens as a difference. I can guarantee your teams will love you, your family will love you, you'll love you more as well. I'm sorry, Carol. Go have a fag outside of the car park for 5 minutes. I'm going to just do some work for a minute. Come in a minute. Yeah? I do it with Rook. Rook, I will say to Rook, step away for a minute. And it does. Which is really weird, because now personifying it. Damn! Here ended the first lesson. I will take a 5-minute break if that's all right. Has anyone got any questions on that bit before we just have a 5-minute break and we reset? Is that all right? Go! 5 minutes. Less than 5 minutes if you really want to, because we are exactly halfway through slide deck. It's warm up here now. I know, it was brilliant before. I got one little bit, and then it stopped and I'm like, melting.
Joke a few days ago.
Go on.
And AI must be the same. because love means nothing to them.
There you go. Very good. I like that. I like that. You having fun with it?
Good. The latest models, you don't do text, speech to text. They do a lot direct. So they are getting the subtlety. Not that they understand it, but...
No, well, this is it. So they're getting the subtlety, but they still don't understand it. What I don't want it to do is understand it. And obviously they're trying to get to that point of understanding. I think I know why they're doing this, and that's because they want it in robotics. So we're looking at the home robot.
The home robots are going to be everywhere.
Honda are really pushing hard on Asimo, what we're up to, about version 15. But yeah.
The world is about to change. It's just incredibly. Because the robots, at the moment, they can't collect data on our living room much.
No.
But they will.
But my Google Home is very adept at knowing what I like to listen to for music.
Yeah, but it can't see you. It can't watch the interaction. It doesn't see the humans. It's just getting part of it. Soon it's going to get the whole story.
You're right for me to... Right, everyone. Eyes down. Round 2 of 3. I will go fast through this next bit.
We could do 3 at the pub.
Do you know what? If I didn't have to go home and pick my daughter up, yes. Short answer to that one, yes. Or I'll just come back. So we've done the humans. We've done the solitary little wetware as we are, stood in our little fields overlooking our town. We've done that. Let's go to society. This was the first bit I wrote, because this is the easy bit. This was actually the one that my kids asked me to write. So the first thing we are going to look at is, I want to just kind of step away from this solitary little world, and I want you to think bigger world. I don't want to think about your own impact now. I want to think about impact to family, go extended family or grandparents. I want to do a really wide world around you. And let's go destroy it all, because I said it earlier, and I really do mean this. AI is changing us. And I'm not sure whether it's changing us positively or not. I don't know. And I just want you to, as we go through this bit, go the moment again and just see where you go to with it. Some of you will definitely come to this and go, nah, you're wrong. That's cool. I'm fine with that. This is not a lecture. This is for you to go away and come and think about stuff differently. So the first one is I was very polite and turned it into an exclamation mark. Has everyone noticed now that you can't just use ChatGPT like we used to? You have to have that and Copilot and. It's a bit like when you have Netflix and, oh no, but that's on Apple. Oh, now I've got to get an Apple subscription. Oh, and the F1's only on Sky as well. Okay, right, so we'll spend another 45 quid a month. And suddenly you're spending £3,000 a month and your series hasn't just been taken off as well. Brilliant. It's the biggest argument in our house is how much money we spend on our subscriptions. And AI is going the same way. I'm waiting for someone to start doing API calls and charging you for API keys. That's the one I'm actually waiting for, because I really will hate AI then. I used to, in cybersecurity, we buy a lot of framework software. It's a really good one, which is really good for us to do open source intelligence with. And it's free for the junior version, but it's 11 grand a year for the base model, or you can go the enhanced model, which goes to 150 grand. It's a bit of a leap. But it's inert, it doesn't do anything, because you have to buy all the plugins. And they're like 8 grand each, and you need about 30 of them. And suddenly you're 150 grand, and you're going to the boss going, I'm really sorry, can I have £1 million? It's a superb system. Paterva Maltego is a superb system. But AI is going the same way. We're already starting to see things like go to Mid-Journey and start saying, oh, but if you want that as the pro model. You start looking at the libraries, oh, you want that? Oh, that's paid for, that one. And it really started to annoy me a little bit, because when it was first started and we were doing, experimenting with this thing, experimentation was free. We could go and have a play and work out what we liked and what we didn't like. Now I can't even experiment for free. Wait, what? No, go back a bit. Why? Go back to the thing that said, right, who's this useful for? Or who's this for? Because I tell you what, it's not my wallet. It really is not my wallet at the moment. Here's a question. Who's a really big Copilot user in the room? Is anyone a Copilot user? How much do you pay for your tokens? How much do you pay for your tokens?
Through work.
Through work.
Yeah.
Go and ask your procurement team how much you spend on tokens. They go, what? Because you don't. But Microsoft sure as hell are getting charged on tokens. So who's picking the cost up? Has anyone got a ChatGPT token cost? Does anyone know how much their tokens cost them? In a month, do you get a bill that says, this month you need 10,000 tokens equals 3 Kit Kats? No. But we know the whole thing works off tokens, because when you run out of tokens, sure, they tell you. So where's the token cost that underpins the whole thing? This is like when we had Bitcoin and you had to get back off to all the frameworks behind it. And they, oh, well, that cost a hell of a lot of money. Whoa, does it? Oh, don't know, just Bitcoins. It's exactly the same model. And it's really weird. The other thing is UI. Oh, God, please, somebody show AI how it's supposed to work. This is the new design of Copilot. It looks like it was designed for a green screen laptop. It's horrendous. There's no UI there. The only UI, technically, is that. That is the only UI, because it's a user interface. Nothing else is 99.99% white space. That's not user interface. The only user interface is this bit here, which you type in, and you can interact on the right-hand side. That's it. This is the new design, though. Wow, the old design must have really sucked. No, the old design looked exactly the same. It was a different font. Ooh, somebody lost a license fee. Oof. And the box was square, rectangular rather than rounded corners. God, that must have been a really tough marketing meeting. What should we do? Round corners. Oh, you're so out there with your ideas. I know. It's mad. Like, mad. That's new design. This thing really is terrible when you look at it a little bit closer, isn't it? And please don't get me on the Grok interface. That is fantastic. I'd love to know which person dropped an illegal substance and developed the Grok user interface. It's brilliant. Whoa. You see, I have a problem with it. I have a really good friend called Aliu who does a lot of stuff about accessibility. And he's a fantastic demonstration where he basically pulls up a picture of Office, and as you watch it, it basically pixelates, and it comes with a set of dots that are all fuzzy around the top. And he says, right, I'm just going to click the OK button, because he's partially blind. What he's done is he's replicate what it actually looks like on the screen. So if I may just go back one slide and go, you've got not a cat and hell's chance if you've got any eye limitation at all with that screen, because this box is too small. You can't tab to it. No readability software can see it. The fonts are way too small. I know I've got a nice monitor, but trust me, I tried zooming in on that. It sucks. Anything that you see on that screen there does not work with AI. We have just removed 1.6 billion people off this planet. 15% of the world's population can no longer use a tool which is embedded into everything we have. Whether you go to the bank, the NHS, or whether you just want to use your laptop. 15% of people are now excluded. What? But you've got all the assistive tools. They don't work with AI because it's all too new, and they won't give them access to the UI to do it. I'm not being funny when I say this, but that doesn't really work for me. I know a lot of people are disabled and have all sorts of issues that means they can't use computers. Can I ask you a question as well? We have this rise at the moment with people that ADHD, autism, and we're creating an environment which is actually hard for them to use. This is a rising population in tech. So we're basically saying to tech people, I'm going to give you a UI that you're not going to like, and you're going to use it every day. What? That's a bit more, what are we trying to do here? And surely they must know about it, because the same employees that we've got around us who are on the spectrum somewhere also work for them. So why aren't they spotting it? There is no answer for it. I literally spent a week looking at this bloody thing. I can't find an answer, so why the hell they have not made an accessible UI for any of the AI systems. It's crazy, like proper crazy. Sorry, it's only 15% of the world's population. I also have this wonderful, this is my kids now. They are the No AI movement. See, when you tell a whole bunch of kids in the news every single day that 15 million people's jobs in 2025 were lost to AI, why do you think a kid no longer wants you to have AI around them? Because the jobs that they're hoping to get are now going to be done by AI. So, well, brilliant, so you're just making me unemployable for the future. Oh, no, train yourself with AI. Yeah, I've done that now. Now what? Oh, wait, that job source is taken by AI as well. There is no race to the bottom here. And I made a prediction 3 years ago at InfoSec conference. We're going to see software now, and it'll have a roundel, the no entry sign, a bit like the Ghostbuster sign. It'll just say no AI. And people are going to be very proud to say their software does not have AI in it. There is a very large and growing group of people called no AI. Look it up. It's quite an interesting world. See, when you're doing a job like I do, you have to see both sides of the coin. I can't just go, the world's great, the world's terrible. I have to see everything. So when I started doing the research into this topic for this talk, no AI was something I really went heavy into because I was really fascinated about, well, how are they meant to survive in a world where everything's AI? The answer is they do. It's really interesting. It kind of gets a little bit weird on the fringes, that will be true. This is an amazing book, by the way. If you haven't seen it, heard it, or read it, I would recommend add it to the library. See, somebody in America right now, God, it was going to be America, wasn't it? Sorry. They've made a model and it has guardrails. And every day it is designed to go and test its guardrails. That's okay, because every night they just wipe it and it starts again. And every day they wipe it and they start again. They wipe it and start again. It's so far escaped its guardrails 3 times. Do you know why it escaped its guardrails 3 times? Because it was trying to find resources. Now, if that doesn't scare the out of everyone in this room, I don't know what else is going to do it for you, but I would be extremely worried about running that program tomorrow. Because one of the problems they found was to keep the guardrails updated, they connected it to the internet. And we've all seen the movie. It's bonkers. Like, who are these AI people? Like, literally, are you just trying to destroy the planet? Go at it, I'll lend you some matches. Because it's getting a bit freaky weird now. Like, we're developing systems we don't know how to contain. My kids are petrified of that. They're petrified of it. Like, properly, they're going, am I the last generation? There's a fantastic speaker. He's a young lad, and he basically sat in front of a whole load of government officials from all over the world. And he says, do you realise that our generation is the generation that stopped having kids? We don't have kids. So we are literally the generation which don't have kids. Imagine how much abuse you have to do to a species where they stop populating themselves. That's kind of a sobering thought for the day. My kids are in that group of people who don't have kids, they're not having romantic relationships, that none of my eldest has just started having a boyfriend. She's 22. She's the only one of her friends who's got a boyfriend. We're doing something wrong here. And there's an underpin underneath all of this, and it's a common all the way. And I think it's somewhere in there. I really do. So, the uncomfortable truth. We've got a whole set of kids out there who are going to be our future. One of them will be a prime minister, maybe from Manchester, who knows. Ooh, political joke for the day. But we're creating a world for them that they don't want to be in. They don't want AI everywhere, but we're putting AI everywhere. So what are we going to do for this whole couple of million kids in the UK who don't have AI? What are we going to do with them? Because when they get to our age, and I look glibly around the room as to the age spread we have in this room, they're going to live in a world where they will literally fight against these systems. They will find the hacks around it. Let's all make the noise now. Good point. What are we going to do with all those people with accessibility needs who can't use AI systems? Well, we're just going to put them in a world where accessibility is just going to be taken away from them and they can't use these systems. Now you see the problem. Point 2, really quickly gone through. Did you notice how well I did that one? So we have a problem. We're building models. They don't fit the population around them at a society level. They work at an individual level. Carol is really good helping our little friend at the back there do her daily job. Superb. Rook helps me every single day. But the minute we expand it to a much larger, even just this room, it breaks down really quickly. And I think we need to start thinking ahead, especially with the addictive technologies that are out there. We're already starting to see our first court cases coming out about addictive technologies. Is AI going to end up in that loop as well because it's so personified? Can't kill off Kevin. Don't take Kevin away from me. We've made it so addictive and we named it that we don't want Kevin to be taken away from us anymore. So I'm in a room full of statisticians and I would absolutely be doing you all a disservice if I did not talk about numbers. The Manchester Statistical Society, I practiced that so hard. I didn't want to say MSS, I just wanted to say it. I want to go through some numbers with you now and let's just see how bonkers we can go with numbers. Bye. You okay? Say hello to Carol for me.
Oh,
say Rook.
she loves it.
Say Rook says hi. Carol says, oh my God, I'm so freaked out. She did say it as well. So I want to go through some numbers with you and I want to really break our heads on this one. So the first thing we want to do is we want to talk about strategy. Is anyone in here a senior in their organisation? Okay, this is good. So you're all the people that has to do strategy. You're not the one who sits there and just invents it on the back of a PowerPoint. Right. If I told you, I want you to write me a piece of code because we need to do the door access system. And what I want to know is, every time that someone accesses it twice, it's a double tap. I want to know about a double tap coming through. Oh, but I only want you to do it with spaghetti. And can you do it only on Tuesday? And can you do it in 7.5 minutes? You see, you can't do that. It's impossible. So how the hell am I meant to write an AI strategy for my organization when we're on version 5, 6, 7, 8, 9? Oh, so it's got functionality to be able to do this. Oh, shit, Mythos. Who did Mythos? Go away. Oh, and you want to use Copilot, but you want to use Gemini. Okay, we're going to write a strategy which is nobody's allowed to touch any computers from here on in. I can't write strategy. It's impossible. Because every time I write it, it's out of date by the time we even put the first full stop on the end of the first sentence. It's gone. So how the hell a business is meant to keep up with AI? They can't. It's impossible. There is no way a business out there, anyone that works for a corporate, there is no way you can keep up with AI. It's impossible. The University of Manchester was an early adopter of AI. Good start. I bet you're out of date now. I bet your policy does not stand up to high heaven at all. Does not exist. So what are we meant to do? What are we meant to... We've got this technology that's steamrolling ahead of us at 400 miles an hour, and we are literally walking behind and going, Carol, what do you reckon? She's gone now, we can abuse Carol. And it's strategy death. This is the Bitcoin model. Buy Bitcoin. Oh, buy Ethereum. Oh, buy. Now you bought 27 coins and they're all worth 2.5p. But I spent 50 quid on Bitcoin, they're all worth 2.5p. It's exactly the same strategy, and it's scarily accurate to the same strategy. That the more we invest in AI, the worth to us is less. It is worth less to us. Sentence will work later. Because our little AI boy that we've now got working for us in our organisation that's doing so much work for us, like helping the procurement team, helping the coders, is absolutely worth nothing to us anymore. It's costing us money. It sits there for the same thing we did yesterday without AI. If AI stopped tomorrow, can you all still do your jobs? Yeah. What's the point then? Literally, what's the point? Oh, I can do it faster. Is that good? Because I get more workload, which means I get to burn out quicker. Maybe not so good then. So let's do some numbers. How many people are there on planet Earth today according to World Population Clock? 8 billion. Actually, 8,283,851,900. Sorry, 8,283,000,000. A few more people there. 851,939. So I love the accuracy of that. So let's call it 8 billion for round numbers. How many people have got a computer on planet Earth that is the dedicated device to themselves? 1.75 billion. It's quite a small number, really, isn't it? How many people have got access to the internet, though? That's a really cool number. 6 billion. So that's not necessarily their own devices. They can use internet cafes, or they've got a mobile phone, not a dedicated device. It's a shared mobile in their household. So let's just say we've got 6 billion people on planet Earth that can access the internet and could use AI if they wanted to. How much money has been invested this year so far in AI? Global, not US. 280 billion. So, mathematicians in the room, please. Who's really, really good at fast maths? 280 billion divided by 6 billion. 280 divided by 6. I can do that bit. Anyone got a number? I'll save you the hard take. It's $46 each. So 6 billion people on planet Earth have to pay $46 just to pay back the investment that we've made so far in AI this year. That's a lot of 46 quids. I've not got an invoice yet. Thank God for that. So I missed something though, because that's just the cost. Sorry, we've got a cost to actually run the model. So ChatGPT costs 700 grand a month for 100 million users in 2022. So a bit like one of those maths gurus that you see on the TV, I produced a chart which then says how many of all the top 10, how many users have they got? I love the fact that it put commas there and didn't do commas on any of the other ones. You evil, evil Excel. So this is our monthly active users. So let's do some maths now, shall we? I want you to work out the annual investment plus the cost of running it divided by the number of people on planet Earth with an internet-enabled device that they've got access to and use, and tell me how much they now want to pay each. Well, I'll do the maths for you because it is quite boring to do the maths. The total bill is 560 billion in investment, because don't forget I only said it was up to now. We've got another half of a year ahead of us. There's 296 million in costs for just the top 10. That means everyone has to pay $93. Those 6 billion people have to pay $93. I don't know about you, but I know quite a lot of people on the internet that haven't got dedicated devices. So technically divide by 1.6 billion people instead, and the number suddenly spirals. And then I said, wait, I missed a number. Because I don't know about you, companies don't run for free. They have marketing departments, really big parties like at Christmas. They've got wages. I like wages, by the way. They're really nice things. We missed a whole set of other stuff. So I then did some more calculations, which is where we say to break even, everyone has to pay $280 a year. Just to break even. No profits, none of the niceties, just to break even on just the investment and the cost of standing still for AI. $280 for 6 billion people. I don't know about you, that math don't stand up. Not in a month of Sundays, it doesn't stand up. So, if that doesn't work, who's going to be the first one to go then? Because we're going to have to reduce that top 10 list, aren't we? So we know ChatGPT is really good. It powers Copilot. We know it's all there. It's nice. It's friendly. It's kind of the consumer and the corporate. We like that bit. Claude's brilliant. Massive advertising budget. Have you noticed how many blogs that say Claude is the best in the world? Perplexity, poor little friend sat in the corner going, hello, I can do academic stuff. Hi. I've not heard from Perplexity. Can someone check on them and just make sure they're all right? Gemini, it's built into Android. Nothing I can do. Yeah, good luck. Grok, Elon's pet project. We think that he's only doing that so he can go to Mars with it and he can have a conversation with someone that might survive. Meta AI, Facebook everywhere. Put your glasses on now. And the last one is DeepSeek. And I've put it on there because it is really the outlier. And it's the quiet one. But actually, the minute you step out of the UK, everyone uses DeepSeek. It's just a bit more weird because we don't talk about it. Nobody talks about Bruno. So we've got strategy problems. We've got pure numbers that don't add up. And the first to fall, which should probably be Perplexity. It'll be bought by Apple and become Apple's AI engine. And that's how it'll be rescued. because it's a really good unit and kind of fits that Apple way of thinking of here's the sources for everything and stuff like that. So I wanted to summarize everything up, and I didn't want to as well. So I haven't summarized anything I've talked about at all. I've given you some sound bites. So these are the slides, take the photographs, listen to what I say. This is the bit that you, when you play it back on YouTube, these are the bits you go to your boss with and go, I've had some thoughts about AI. These are what they look like. So the first one is probability isn't truth. So you're a bunch of statisticians. What is the chance of me winning the lottery tonight? You all go, 1 in 4.6 million, isn't it? No, it's not. It's 50-50. Did I get numbers right or wrong? That's really going to annoy statisticians. I know it is. It's great fun. But this is the model. You see, it guesses. It's not accurate. It's all just complete and utter fabrications of what happens next. Will it send me to the moon with bananas? Probably not. Is that an invading tribe? I don't know. I'm going to guess and say, you'll be all right. That's not good enough if you're the person who's looking after a town going, yeah, I've been watching them for the last 100 days building a road towards us. Didn't realise it's a siege weapon. I wonder if they need a philosopher on their side. You see, the people who are going to win this will be the people who basically align on the AI side, which is slightly more worrying. Second one. One side we have confidence. This is all of us. We know what we're doing. I'm doing this piece of software. I'm writing this code. On the other side, we have correctness. This is what our boss expects of us. And in the middle is kind of this little tiny thin sliver where AI lives going, I'm right, really? I am. I'm a little boy and I kind of got that one right. Trust me again with another one. And it does. It incrementally builds trust with you. But that's not good enough. Because you know what it's like if you go to the boss, you go, nah, you'll be all right. That's not good enough. I've got to go to the board with, nah, we'll be all right. That's not something I can go to the board with. Probability tells us what is likely. It doesn't guarantee what's true. Therefore, AI doesn't tell you what's true. It's a probability. It's stats. It's all of you. It's like I wrote the presentation just for you. The next one is this one. Stick a load of data in, we expect the truth to come out. I don't know if everyone's discovered the internet. It's quite an interesting place. There's a lot of things on the internet. I don't agree with some of them. Some of them are really bizarre ideas as well. Some people go in there and put misinformation and disinformation and downright bloody lies and call themselves a politician. I didn't mention which country that was. But why are we taking all that data in and assuming that AI is going to know which is true and which is the lie, which is the misinformation, which is the disinformation? Welcome to my world. Welcome to cybersecurity. Most of the day we have not a Scooby-Doo what's going on. But somehow we have to sift through the data and do the hard graft and go, the answer's you're okay. Yeah? Bad data in, which there's a lot of it on the internet, let's face it. Bad data out. And AI only works in this data pool. Whoops. This is another one of my favorite slides. The big questions. Take the photograph because this is the one you can ask your boss. I want you to, when they're next talking about, well, do an AI module, just ask them any of them questions. Because they won't be able to answer it. Because what you need is a hill and a person sat on the top of it staring at a village to be able to answer any of those questions. Because we don't know the answers. So the reality is we don't have an answer. So we conclude with this one. Do you remember this quote? Do you remember that from the very first slide? I wrote that, by the way. It's not some clever bit of thing. It's literally something I wrote. I see AI for what it does. I don't see it for what it is. I see it for its outcomes. Like I am judged in my own job from its outcomes. There is much that we don't see about AI. We don't know how it really is working. We kind of second guess it. It falls really nicely into this trap here. We're into conjecture. We're kind of guessing it. And then there's the bits at the bottom where we have no idea at all. And a lot of AI falls into that. Why the hell did it hallucinate at that point there? Don't know. When did it hallucinate last time and we didn't spot it? That's a problem. So if you want another cool slide, stick that on a poster in your little office. Next time you sat there, just ruminate on it. Next time it comes out with an answer, you're going, is that right? Have a think. use your supercomputer. Final slide. I got there in the hour. He's going to shout at me later, I know he is. AI predicts, humans interpret. If you're going to take anything away, take this third point. They're not the same. I can predict that tomorrow it's going to be nice weather outside. I can predict that. I have no basis of reality behind it. Humans interpret the data though. We look at the clear skies, we look at the horizon, we can see what's coming up and go, nah, probably be all right. We have a low confidence in it, but you can never get high confidence. But somehow AI sits here and it predicts and we believe it and we somehow go from interpret to going, yes, it is just a prediction engine, and remember that. Thank you. Sorry.
Thanks, Chair. Obviously, we haven't got a lot of time for questions. Maybe if I start and I'll ask.
Yes, 100%.
So, we're all in this AI journey.
Yep.
The genie is out of the bottle.
It is.
So where do you think we're going in a sentence?
Downhill in a handcart. Honestly.
Is there any help?
Yeah. We start with what we've just had here, a discussion. We have a thought process. We go back to base humanity. We go back to communication. We talk about it. We ask clever questions to each other like, why? Who? What? Where? When? Which? How? I remember being taught that as a kid, 6 sitting bums on a rugby post. Go back to the basics. And do you know what? It's so challenging when you do it with AI because it breaks down immediately. It's like it doesn't understand the who, what, why, where, when, which, how question. That, I think, is why we can go past this moment safely, securely into a better world, because there are people like us, because you're all now, unfortunately, you're all now changed individuals. You'll all be sat there tomorrow making Minecraft noises. You go, and people go, what the hell was that noise? Just thinking about AI for a minute. Go for it.
My question, do you think mathematics is true?
Oh, it is the truth today.
Mathematics of today? Why
Mathematics is the truth today, because tomorrow we'll continue to enhance mathematics all the time. It's the things that you learn how to do, like writing, and then you sort of do cursive scripts, and then you can do calligraphy, and we take it on as an... I would describe maths, I had this argument with someone not so long ago, I think maths is an art. It has its scientific root.
Not exactly,
but if you take art...
The rule is when you build the next part of mathematics, you are coherent with other parts. Yes?
Yep.
You define things and
Yep.
you follow this with some rules.
Yep.
Next, I ask because you talk about probability, you talk about statistics.
Yep.
Probability is part of mathematics.
Yep.
It has their own rules.
Yes.
Statistics is part of probability. It
Right.
has their
Yep.
own rules. Our insight is knowledge. If we have this knowledge, we follow these rules, yes, we could use it properly.
Yes. I agree with that.
Yes, this is why I think
And I would say...
we shouldn't be above this and create opinion, for example, about this. Yes? The same maybe is with AI. We should look deeper, collect knowledge, learn, because in some sense we especially have choice now.
So I agree with you. My caveat in it is that the more that I play with mathematics, I do see art inside maths, and that's where creativity comes. And people are pushing the boundaries of maths, and that is where maths expands. Well, every day we find a new thing. Well, every day we're finding something new in mathematics that's useful to humanity, that's useful to us. We're better algorithms, better encryption methods. Someone says quantum, and someone went quantum resistant. Did that a week ago, and I love that about mathematics. And I think that that's why I would say yes, and it substantiates everything written here. Within AI is stats and probability, correct, but it's being abused for what it does. I don't agree with that. Maths is a pure discipline, but it's also an art. Art is a pure discipline too.
Is on this level when you create next part, yes, you could say it but I would like that we think about knowledge behind this.
Yes.
And if we understand things which we create, yes, we don't control what we do. And I always, I am with this, it is good to have knowledge, yes?
Yes.
It is good to understand what is going.
Yep.
Because we cannot have full influence on to stop AI suddenly.
Correct.
Then this is why I created this group, to understand more.
Could you imagine if a mathematician was to be able to prove that underneath AI is a model that is flawed because it doesn't follow mathematical principle?
This model, first, many things use some model
Mm-hmm.
which they don't know. Yes, what was the assumption behind,
Yep.
what really fully it could do, and so on. Yes, if you look on this from mathematical mind,
Yep.
mathematical mind control all span. Yes.
Yep.
Then here we don't have this activity, I could say, at this.
Yep. You're absolutely right, and I'd liken it again what I said. If you look at any of the major disciplines of education, history, art, science, it doesn't fit with the AI model well. It really sits on an uneasy journey alongside, what's the uneasy bedfellow, I think is the correct phrase there. It doesn't sit well next to it. And we have enough mathematicians in the world who are staring at AI going, it's a little bit weird, that's not right. You know, we have this hallucination that happens in AI. Nobody has yet worked out how it's happening. Psychologists have looked at, mathematicians, physicists, everyone's looked at this thing. We still don't know why hallucination happens. So it tells me there's something wrong. If it was maths, and it was pure maths, it would work repeatedly. A squared equals B squared plus C squared works for any value. Any value. SOHCAHTOA, let's go old school. Who remembers SOHCAHTOA from their 14th birthday? Still stands up today. After hundreds of years, thousands of years, math still stands.
But look,
AI gets broken in a second.
yes, but look on this, that somebody created tools, yes?
Yep.
Doesn't tell us about assumption for these tools.
Yep.
It is like with type of model. Model is some idealization which doesn't fit to reality, yes? Our wish is that will fit, but usually it doesn't fit.
There's a white paper in there somewhere. She's going to be writing it on Monday, just so you know. Honestly, I would love it if the mathematical community could come together in a much better organised way and go, we know it's broken. We know it has flaw. Show us the algorithm, show it how it works, and let us do our maths speciality. You're geniuses at this stuff. Go take it apart for them and show them why it doesn't work. It'll probably come down to one of their mathematicians isn't very good, and that's where their model breaks. And somebody else borrowed that piece of code when they went and worked for ChatGPT and they took the code with them. That's what happens in business. So is that the reason? I just don't know. But what you're saying is right. It's a pure discipline. You know, does anyone have a favourite equation? That sounds really weird to say, I know, but S equals UT plus a half AT squared. It's my favourite by a country mile. You know the distance of something moving, start with an original, how long it's moving, times a half AT squared, half acceleration times time squared. It's beautiful. It's a most amazing piece of, V equals U plus AT, absolutely amazing piece of maths. Stands up for any object moving anywhere. I can take my clicker, throw it, and it follows exactly that mathematical principle. And that's stood for hundreds of years and has never been challenged. Physics, not so much so. We have a bit of an argument with physicists quite a lot. They just like throwing extra random things in because they like the word getting their own name in there. Oh, the Coulson parallel, they'll do. But maths is a pure discipline. We should go back to these things. We should challenge the model. We should be saying, that's broken. That's why it's hallucinating. Show me how it works. Oh, you can't. Maybe we need a better conversation then. And that's where I think there is, go back to what I said earlier about communication. See, if a mathematician just walks up and goes, let me tell you Fermat's last theorem, they're just going to switch off and they won't know why you're talking to you. We need to have a better dialogue with people and think there is a communication layer there that's broken as well. They don't want to listen, which is why they invent things without the user's consent. And we know this doesn't work. So,
I'm going to jump in.
yes.
Here.
Yes, more
One
questions.
last question.
Ooh, one last question. Oh no, not Danny. We'll have him. I don't want Danny. I don't want Danny. Please not Danny.
Thank you so much.
Really enjoyed it, by the way.
Good.
I'm wondering, you touched on it a little bit. It was mainly about, I felt, closed source models
Yes.
and generative AI. And you touched a little bit on DeepSeek.
Yep.
But I'm not particularly interested in the political debate, China versus the West, but more about what you think of if we should have a decentralized kind of ownership of artificial intelligence versus something that's centralized and more controlled by government, per se.
Am I allowed to get political? Just a little tiny bit.
We're not a political society.
No. The minute that a government gets involved, they've got to be able to understand what they're getting involved with. That's fair. So when we had the open source debate in Europe, and they went, we can save a load of money, we can go open source. Wasn't it Belgium that went open source first in their council? And they literally replaced all the Microsoft kit, everything went fully open source, Linux operating system everywhere. Catastrophic failure. Catastrophic failure. Lost data left, right, and centre. Because underneath it was a whole set of people who didn't understand that world. I think if we're going to go down a decentralised route, and it's going to be, a government will be involved at some point, because they always are. We can't dodge that bullet. It's a more cannon-sized bullet, but we can't dodge that bullet. I think at that point there, we're going to have to understand that someone up there who has no idea what they're talking about is going to try and be involved on these things. It will be decentralised today, and it won't be decentralised tomorrow. It'll be kind of a bit decentralised, but there'll be a Manchester model, there'll be a Leeds model. That's all decentralised, isn't it? You go, not really. Because if you're in Manchester, you're going to use the Manchester model. But it's decentralised because look, it's all spread across the UK in all these layers. And that's what will happen. We'll get some idiot who will come along because they're not very good at these things. The dialogue that happens, and it's so terrible we have this, and it's not just UK, this is global, between academia, science, and I use that word very broadly in the middle, tech, business. And underpin it, there's this little tiny thin layer of the education system where everyone gets taught how this thing works, whether an end user or a child at a school. It is so broken as a system. So is it better to go decentralised? Do you know what? DeepSeek is very, very successful at what it does. We are not seeing any of the problems that we're seeing in closed source models. It's being advanced at a rate far faster than any other model that's on the planet at the moment. That looks like the best card you put your money on if you're going to be betting on it. The difference is the marketing budgets behind that versus Claude. Claude are literally just pumping billions into getting these stupid blogs and YouTube videos and fake, this AI slop that I see everywhere. I was doing this thing until I used Claude, and it was so much better. It's like, do one, please. The marketing budgets are so powerful, businesses just go, I just see Claude everywhere, buy Claude. It's just an easy decision for them to do. Because if they see 45 blogs on the internet that says it was good, I'll buy it. And that's reality. That's reality. I've seen government offices do that.
Okay. At that point, I
Sorry.
need to call the meeting towards a close. Many thanks indeed, Stuart, for a really quite amazing talk. On what sorts of fronts. Join me in thanking Stuart again for this. Just before we all go, just to say that the next meeting of the AI study group will be on Tuesday, August the 18th here, and it's Phil Whittaker, who works for Umbraco, and he's been heavily involved in their activities in AI over the last.
Will he do his in an hour, not two?
He probably will, yes.
That's all right.
Okay, many, many thanks again, and safe journey home, and look forward to seeing as many of you as possible at the next session.
The chairs would be welcome.
Oh yeah, help
Yes.
the chairs would be welcome, put all the chairs at the back, yeah. So a few people will pay back.
If anyone wants to ask me any questions that you weren't brave enough to do sat down, I will hang around for a few minutes and you can come and grill me and tell me your opinions on Carol as much as you like.
No questions, but much enjoyed that.
Good. I'm glad you did. Remember the noise?
I think the fact that everyone stayed awake through the heat